we go.
Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome back to another Carolina Autos video. Today we're going to be reviewing my 2020 Camaro SS 1LE. 1SS 1LE. I'm Eric, and if you haven't been to the channel before, I do all kinds of car reviews and just general car stuff, driving, like road reviews and 0 to 60 times, and I've had this SS 1LE for almost a year now. We'll walk around the exterior of it and let you guys see it. I hope everybody's having a happy Thanksgiving and holiday season. Gearing up for a Merry Christmas, hopefully. So today we'll take you around an exterior review of the car, just a kind of detail walk around of the exterior. We'll get inside and do a quick tour of the inside of the car. And then I'll probably mount my GoPro on my head and give you guys a POV driving review. So you like what you see? Hit that subscribe button. I'll keep the Camaro content going, obviously, and I've got a couple more cars lined up for reviews here. So some interesting stuff, some sedans and some older sports cars. So that should be fun to watch. So let's get right in. All right, so with the 1LE package, obviously you get all the black accents, the matte black accents, the black hood, splitter down below. Get these nice 20-inch split spoke wheels with the big Brembos behind them, 6-piston calipers up front, 4-piston calipers on the rear. And I just got new Continental DWS 06 Pluses on this. And you can kind of see the tread pattern here. Taller tread block than the Goodyears that come on it. A much more street-friendly tire. They are 285 20/20s up front. Let me make sure. 285 30/20. Sorry about that. And 305. If we can find it on the back tire here. 305 30/20s on the rear. So plenty of rubber to get the traction down on these. Again, black accents, the blade spoiler on the back. Now my car has an MBRP exhaust, just a straight through exhaust. If you look up under there, no mufflers really to be seen. They've got a resonator on them, but that's it. It's straight through design, and I have cut the secondary catalytic converters off of this car. So when we fire it up in a minute, just keep that in mind. My car has 35% tint all around, except for the windshield, no tint on that. Here's a better view of the brakes over here in the sunlight. And what I'll do now, I'll open up all the doors and the trunk and everything and the hood. We'll do another quick walk around. All right, here's the car in exploded view, if you will. And there's the big 6.2. Now I've got a K&N air filter, air intake on my car. Other than that, pretty standard under there. You can see the active vents in the hood. It is actually a heat extractor. Now I've got a video out there of the underbody of the car. If you want to go see that, I'll try to pop a link up somewhere so you guys can see it. Because the 1LE package does have some aero and some coolers under there that the other cars don't get. A normal SS doesn't get. You see nice big doors there, big entry. Surprisingly deep trunks in these cars. See if we can get it to focus in there. Yep. So I'll slide this football all the way back. So you can see small opening, but you know, as long as you can get your stuff through the opening, it'll hold a bag of, you know, golf clubs or 2 or 3 luggage bags. Take a look at the interior. And if you guys want me to go into detail on anything in specific, outside or inside, just let me know. I'll make another video on it. I was planning on doing a full review of all the driving modes and the stuff in the dash, because it does have a lot of options. So let's move inside. Okay, so here's more or less what it's like from the driver's perspective. And let's go ahead and start it up. Sorry it's not a cold start. I had to drive to my secret filming location here.
Testing. System ready.
Don't mind my radar detector going through its pre-flight checks there. So I'll let you guys hear it. The 6.2 with the MBRP exhaust. Hopefully you can hear me over it. Great sounding car. And another quick thing not to mind is my check engine light there. That's on because we did a pretty shoddy job of cutting those secondary cats out, and I need to weld up a hole in the exhaust. But it's nothing major. Alright, so we've got a touchscreen, obviously, in the center. Got all of your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I use the Android Auto because I have an Android phone. But you know, you can access all of your normal FM stuff there, your phone stuff. The cars are all a Wi-Fi enabled hotspot if you pay the OnStar, which I must because the green light's on. Really functional center screen, and then you've got the center screen here between the analog gauges and the dash. All kinds of stuff on there. So you've got obviously your speedometer, overall mileage, and we'll go backwards through this. Gives you your engine hours, 0 to 60 timers, fuel economy, tire pressures, oil life, fuel range, and both of your trips. And then if you go over, you've got performance data. So you got a G meter, a big full G meter, which is always interesting to watch. The actual 0 to 60 timer. More timers, lap timers, all of your engine temperatures, oil pressure. See that go up when I rev it. Battery voltage, good. Trans fluid temperature. It's a very cold morning out here this morning, so I think it's like down in the 40s. So it's all good. Tire temperatures. It'll give you your LSD stuff, all kinds of stuff in the performance one. And then you've got, you know, your music, your navigation, phone, and then you can set some options in there. I'm not going to go through all that in this video. Keep in touch though. Be on the lookout for a future video where I'll go through like how all this stuff works and kind of change through a little bit more. So let's go back to the normal. I always keep it on my speedometer. Then if I go up here, hopefully you guys can see that there's a heads-up display. So it's got your RPMs, speed, and G meter right there on the left. And then panning around, this car does have the Recaros in it, obviously. The 1LE package cars do. This is a 1SS, so no heated seats or anything. I would have buttons on the outsides here if it had the heated seats, and cooled seats I don't. But normal, standard, adjust the temperature in a Camaro with these big dials, and adjust the fan speed for the interior right there. Suede wrapped or Alcantara wrapped steering wheel and shift knob. Here's all your mode buttons, parking. This will change into sport mode and all. So if we see up here, it's in touring mode now. Click down one, sport mode, track mode. And then if you're in either sport or track mode, you can hit this button twice, the traction button twice, and it'll engage competitive mode, which will let the ESC have a little bit more slip. So, you know, you can feel the back end of the car moving around a lot more around corners. It'll let you have some angle. And then in track mode, you hit it twice and you get a whole list of options. So you got wet track, dry track, sport 1, 2, and race. And the traction control is much more aggressive in all of the track modes than in, if you want to go out drifting or acting silly on a rainy day or something, what you want to do is put it in sport mode, and just click that button twice to go into ESC competitive mode. That allows the most slip on the road. It allows you to act most silly without letting you kill yourself, hopefully. All the manual SS cars have rev matching. You can see rev matching on. And what it'll do for you is, let's put it in gear. So right now, you can see that's yellow. The one there, I put it in first gear, is yellow. If I turn rev matching off, you see how that one turns to white. So that's just another way you can know if you have your rev matching on or off. So we'll pan around here, take a look at the back. Not much room in the back seats, but you know, they're more for storage probably than putting people back there anyway. All right, so we will move on over. Let me flip the camera around here. So we will move on over. I'll put my GoPro. I've got a GoPro and a head mount here. We'll put that on and get some POV driving footage. I'll go through some of the traction options and stuff. We'll do a launch or two, get out on the highway, do a pull or two, and then probably take it around some corners real quick, and you guys can see what you think about the car dynamically. All right, guys, so hopefully the camera's pointed at a pretty good angle here. I know I look ridiculous when I wear this thing, but that is okay. We do it for the channel. And sorry if you guys can hear me breathing heavy. I have the camera pretty close to my mouth, so hopefully that doesn't come through too bad. All right, so we're gonna start off in just touring mode, traction on, park brake off. All right, it's pretty quiet out here. Hopefully I'm not gonna bug anybody. We'll get the windows down a little bit so you can hear the car a little better. We'll give it I'm not gonna launch it real hard, but I'll launch it aggressively, and maybe grab second gear. So rolled onto it through first gear there. Grabbed second pretty hard. Did not do the no lift shift, but we'll do that up here in a minute. So cold morning, 46 degrees out, but the Continentals I put on here, I'm gonna do a full review just on those tires because I think they are amazing. 40 degrees and I can throw this thing in a corner and get on the gas hard, and it does not mind whatsoever. The pops and burbles with that MBRP exhaust sound, amazing. Highly recommended. I've got a video out there you guys can go watch on how to install it if you need it. Pretty straightforward process. Cut the old muffler off, bolt the new ones on. And all of the manual SS cars have a first to fourth skip shift feature, if you want to call it a feature. It can be kind of annoying. I'll try to get it to do it. So what it tries to do is it tries to put you automatically straight out of first down into fourth when you're just lightly accelerating. I don't like it, so I get around it by actually pulling it to the center and then going into second. It just skips it that way. It won't lock you out. Or you can just hold first slightly longer than you normally would. So if I go light, well, it actually let me go into second that time. It's really inconsistent, honestly. Sometimes it activates when I don't think it should. Sometimes it doesn't when I feel like it should. Alright, so I just got an alignment, got the new tires on and balanced and everything, so this thing cruises on the highway is super, super smooth. See the gear ratios here, 5th gear, 2500 at 70. Well, let me get to 70, yep, right at 2500. 6th gear, look how long that 6th gear is, 70 miles an hour, about 1600 RPMs. So we've got the rev match on, automatically res match up for me. All the way up into 3rd. And top of 2nd's real tall in this car too, so. Got into the traction control there a little bit. We'll pull it up through 3rd here. You can see top of 3rd is way up there, surprisingly so. Quick car, really quick car. And I'm actually going to take this exit ramp up here, and we're going to go down the next one. We'll just go straight through, so we can really get after it, getting down that highway ramp. Then we'll go find a couple corners to throw this thing in. There's a really quiet service road out here in Charlotte next to the airport. It's got a couple good corners on it. There's usually not much traffic. Love that active rev matching. And any of you guys who have been around long enough to see, I'm gonna shut this thing up for a second. Any of you guys that were around long enough to see my V6 1LE Camaro will know I can heel and tow too, but I much prefer the active rev matching. It just gets it right every time. I don't have to think about it. Can I do it? Yes. But I much prefer, especially around town, much prefer just using the computer. All right, let's go. Good little pull there so you guys can see the acceleration on the SS. We did get into the traction control there in 1st and 2nd, so I felt it pull the power a little bit. Like I said, it's chilly out this morning. Tires are kind of cold, so yeah, it's gonna happen. But it's not much faster than that, honestly. Like it didn't pull it too much. Like, that'll give you a good idea kind of through the gears what these things are capable of. Alright, well, I'm going to turn the camera off. I will start it back up when we get to the service road. While we're really not doing much on the highway here, I figured I would go through more of the center screen while I'm also trying to pay attention to the road. But so you can see I've got Android Auto pulled up here, got all your Google Maps and everything right there. Spotify, you can play that. You know, the touchscreen works real great on these cars. The only thing I don't like, honestly, and with the 2SS, I would like the heated and ventilated seats. That would be nice. And the sound system. Now, my V6 1LE car had it had the Bose sound system in it, and I don't know if the Bose was just really good or if the factory regular speakers in these cars are really bad, but the sound system in this car is just horrible. I mean, it's terrible. I know you're not going to buy this car to listen to a concert in, but you know, it would be nice to have the Bose in this car. I wish it had that option. And I know I could put some aftermarket speakers in there, but I just really don't feel like fooling with all that. You guys know I'm interested in getting a Z01 eventually. The Z01, A, it's going to be an automatic 10-speed car, and B, it will have a Bose. I also put my name in the hat to get a Z06 next year, but that one's going to be tough to swing. I'll really have to make sure I get YouTube revenue to cover the payment on that one, so we'll see. Jury's still out on that. But did want you guys to see the screen. And then normally as we go through the modes here, you know, sport mode tightens up the magnetic suspension on these cars a little bit. Track mode tightens it up even more. Usually you would get more sound because they do come with active exhaust, but I obviously cut the active exhaust off of my car. when I put the MBRP on there. But we'll put it in track mode here. So the track mode changes the throttle response a lot. Let's get it in race mode. So you can see as I let off the gas, immediately the pops and burbles are there. It's just much more responsive. We got some bikers. Hopefully they don't mind me being out here. So let's throw this thing in a couple corners. You guys hopefully can see the G meter. Well, let's make sure there's nobody hiding around the corner or anything. I'd hate to run into somebody acting stupid. But the throttle response is just so much better. Look at the way these cars handle is just unreal. No lift shift there. Fourth gear pulling well through 100. On the brakes hard. I mean, you just, the car will not upset itself at all. It just won't. You can drive these things as hard as you want to. And they're more of a momentum car, I'd say. You know, it makes good power, but not great power, so it's not point and shoot like a ZL1 would probably be on a racetrack. It's much more a momentum car. You know, it's glued to the road. It's not gonna misstep. So just roll through the corners hard and stay on the power as much as you can. That's how you're gonna get the best lap times out of these cars and the most enjoyment, like on a back road or something. You just carry the speed, because it'll do a lot more than you think it will. But, you know, driving this car for the year I have, you know, I bought it with like 4,000 miles on it, so I've put 12,000 or so miles on this thing. It's super comfortable. I take it to the beach all the time. I take it to the mountains all the time. I could not be happier with this car. Some more cyclists. Again, I don't want to drive too crazy around them, just bad manners. So we've got a couple corners coming up and then a roundabout, then we'll hit the corners again. And I'll stay in track mode here. And then I'll take it and I'll put it in ESC competitive mode and we'll light the tires up once. I just put tires on it, so I don't want to do that too much, but I'll show you what it is very capable of letting the back end go. Like, it'll do it no problem. I can definitely see why cyclists like this road. Nice and wide, pretty quiet, until I got here, I guess. All right, so let's push it a little bit. Just glued to the road, absolutely glued to the road. Go a little quicker on the way back. I'm worried about a cop or something being around one of these corners. Or a cyclist that I didn't know about. Well, let's take a minute to talk about gas mileage. So overall, not great, but I do a lot of city driving, so my overall average is 16 miles to the gallon. This is with a trip on it, a trip to the beach right there. Oh look, and there's a cop, sure enough. So 20 miles to the gallon here over a trip, and that was, you know, a mix of some highway stuff, some city stuff, and I've driven obviously kind of hard the last couple of days on it. So around the traffic circle, you can see real maneuverable. Visibility is not great in these cars, but you get used to it. We're gonna roll by his cop and he's gonna be like, what is this guy doing? Nothing to see here, officer, promise you, nothing to see. I didn't see where that other car went. Okay, they went up there. So we're gonna stop, let them go ahead, make sure that cop's not gonna come around following us. But yeah, so you can get good mileage out of these if you really want to. So you get about 30 on the highway if you're just like super easy, which you can be pretty easily. All right, we're gonna pull over and wait for all the traffic to clear up a little bit. All right, sorry about that. There's a surprising amount of traffic out here today. I don't know why. All right, let's get back on our speedometer so you guys can see that. All right, ESC competitive. We're gonna stop for a second, let this FedEx guy kind of move on up the road a little bit. We'll sit here until somebody pulls up behind us or comes the other way. And then I put it in ESC competitive mode and sport mode so you guys can see some tail out action. Not an innuendo or a double entendre. Oh, so there's somebody's coming up behind us, so we'll get out of their way. Oh, never mind. Well, there's this cop. He's definitely thinking we're doing something illegal. And we were driving quick, so I guess that's okay. He's just doing his job. As long as he doesn't pull out, though, I think we can maybe get after it a little bit. It does make sense that there would be cops back here because this is, you know, the back side of the airport. You can see all the security fencing. So I guess I get that. But yeah, so let's slow down a little bit here, make sure we're not being followed. And I'll give it a good clutch kick roll. You can see these cars will absolutely light up the back tires. Probably don't even need, honestly, to clutch kick it, but we're gonna do it anyway. So you can tell that was all over the place. You could probably see me catching the back end, even in a straight line. So you do it coming out of a corner like this. And you run into a truck. No, just kidding. But that's why I love this car is, you know, somebody pulling out, like I saw the truck, you can kick it, get up to speed, and these Brimbos will slow you down so fast it just doesn't matter. This guy pulled out in front of me just to make an immediate right turn. That's going to be pretty irritating. Okay guys, well, sorry there's so much traffic. I really thought I had picked a road that, you know, we'd be able to kind of do our thing on here, but between cyclists and all the cars, it's kind of hard. But you know, we did hit a couple corners in track mode. Got to see the acceleration of the car, so I think that's all everybody really needs to see for this video. If you want me to do, like I said, if you want me to do anything more in depth, interior wise, exterior wise, driving dynamic wise, just drop me a comment. I try to be super responsive to comments, so we'll get that done. and subscribe for future Camaro content and other car reviews. All right, got back home, guys. Got to thinking, you know, I didn't want to kind of end the video quite like I did. You know, you guys could probably tell I got a little frustrated. You know, I'm out here trying to make a video and everybody's kind of in the way. But, you know, we got some great footage of the car. I think this will be a great video for the channel. And, you know, I just want to say we do share the road with everybody. You know, we're car enthusiasts, and it can be frustrating sometimes with truckers and cyclists and just general traffic, you know, getting in our way. But hey, they're public roads, and we got to respect them too. So just wanted to say that, you know, yeah, I let myself get a little frustrated there, but that's just, that's the way it goes. You know, this is our hobby and this is what we do. So don't let that stop you from loving it. Got a nice couple of highway pulls in with a guy in a Mustang on the way back. So, you know, it ended up okay. Not going to put that on the channel because, that was, excessive speeding. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and like I said, if you want me to do anything specific, just let me know. I'll throw some links to some videos in the description I think you guys might want to go look at, like the underside of the car video, the 0 to 60, 0 to 100 video, and just a couple things I think you guys might want to go watch, maybe the exhaust install. And yeah, I'll keep the cameras rolling, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.